Imagine sitting at your desk, a long list of tasks in front of you, but instead of getting started, you scroll through your phone, check emails, or suddenly feel the urge to clean your entire room. Hours pass, and the work remains untouched. This is procrastination, the invisible force that keeps us trapped in cycles of delay, guilt, and stress. In The Science of Overcoming Procrastination, the author delves deep into why we procrastinate and how we can train our minds to overcome it using scientific insights, psychology, and practical strategies. The book does not just offer generic advice like, be more disciplined, but explains the root causes of inertia and provides step-by-step methods to break free from unproductive habits. Procrastination is often mistaken for laziness, but the truth is more complex. It stems from a mix of fear, self-doubt, perfectionism, and an inability to manage emotions. The author explains that at its core, procrastination is an emotional regulation problem rather than a time management issue. We put things off because we associate tasks with discomfort, anxiety, or boredom. Instead of facing these emotions, we seek immediate relief through distractions. However, the more we delay, the worse we feel, creating a loop that strengthens the habit of procrastination. The book emphasizes that the key to overcoming this cycle is understanding how our brain works and leveraging this knowledge to our advantage. One of the most effective ways to combat procrastination is by breaking inertia, the tendency of objects, or people, to remain in their current state. Just like a motionless car needs an initial push before it can move smoothly, we need to generate momentum in our work. The book suggests using techniques such as the 5-minute rule, where you commit to working on a task for just 5 minutes. Once started, the hardest part, getting over the initial resistance, is done, and it becomes easier to continue. This method works because it tricks the brain into action without overwhelming it with the pressure of completing the entire task. Another crucial aspect of beating procrastination is understanding willpower and discipline. Contrary to popular belief, willpower is not an endless resource, it depletes throughout the day as we make decisions and resist temptations. The book explains that successful people don't rely solely on willpower, they create environments and systems that make discipline easier. One such strategy is the use of pre-commitment, where you remove temptations and structure your surroundings in a way that minimizes distractions. For example, if you want to focus on deep work, putting your phone in another room can significantly increase productivity. Time management is another core theme of the book. The author highlights that many people fail to get things done not because they lack time but because they fail to prioritize effectively. The Eisenhower matrix, a method that categorizes tasks based on urgency and time management, is another core theme of the book. The author highlights that many people fail to get things done not because they lack time but because they fail to prioritize effectively. The Eisenhower matrix, a method that categorizes tasks based on urgency and importance, is recommended as a tool for making better decisions about what to focus on. By distinguishing between tasks that are truly important and those that merely feel urgent, we can allocate our energy to meaningful work rather than being stuck in busy work that doesn't move us forward. Additionally, the book stresses the importance of building habits that support productivity. Our daily actions are largely driven by habits, and procrastination itself is often a deeply ingrained one. The key to breaking bad habits and forming better ones lies in understanding how habits work: cue, routine, and reward. By modifying any of these elements, we can reprogram our behavior. For instance, if procrastination is triggered by feeling overwhelmed, breaking tasks into smaller, manageable steps can reduce this emotional response and make starting easier. Fear of failure and perfectionism are also major reasons why people procrastinate. Many individuals avoid tasks not because they are incapable but because they are afraid of producing something mediocre. The book encourages readers to adopt a growth mindset, where mistakes are seen as part of the learning process rather than something to be avoided. By reframing failure as feedback, we remove the psychological barriers that prevent us from taking action. Another useful technique discussed in the book is the concept of temptation bundling. This involves pairing a less enjoyable task with something you already enjoy. For example, if you struggle with exercising, you could allow yourself to listen to your favorite podcast only while working out. This technique not only makes the task more appealing but also builds positive associations with it over time. The book also dives into the role of accountability. When we work in isolation, it's easy to let things slide because there are no immediate consequences. However, when we involve others, whether through accountability partners, coaches, or public commitments, it becomes harder to procrastinate. Knowing that someone will check in on our progress creates a psychological pressure that pushes us to follow through. Self-identity and mindset play a huge role in productivity. People who identify as someone who gets things done are more likely to act in accordance with that belief. The book advises readers to shift their self-perception by consistently reinforcing positive behaviors. Even small wins, such as completing a simple task without delay, can build confidence and reinforce an identity of discipline and efficiency. Stress and burnout are also addressed in the book. Many people procrastinate because they feel overwhelmed, but pushing too hard without rest can be just as damaging. The author emphasizes the importance of rest, recovery, and self-care as essential components of long-term productivity. Strategic breaks, meditation, and even short walks can improve focus and prevent mental exhaustion. An interesting insight from the book is the idea that future you is often treated as a separate person. This disconnect is why people make decisions that burden their future selves, like staying up late despite knowing they'll be tired the next day. By becoming more aware of this tendency, we can make choices that align with our long-term well-being rather than short-term gratification. The final section of the book ties everything together, encouraging readers to take action. Knowledge alone won't solve procrastination, the real change happens through consistent implementation. The book suggests keeping a procrastination journal to track patterns, triggers, and progress. By actively reflecting on what works and what doesn't, individuals can refine their strategies and develop a sustainable system for getting things done. In conclusion, The Science of Overcoming Procrastination provides a deep dive into the psychological and practical aspects of productivity. It goes beyond surface-level advice and equips readers with actionable tools to break free from procrastination. Whether it's using small momentum-building techniques, reframing failure, creating better environments, or managing willpower effectively, the book lays out a comprehensive plan for becoming more disciplined and achieving long-term success. The message is clear: overcoming procrastination is not about working harder but about working smarter, understanding human psychology, and designing systems that set us up for success.